server space, you don't really have that many options to play. For many, many years, we've had factions, creative, prison, and I also know a lot of players on here, are new to Minecraft because I noticed earlier in the chat actually, a player logged in, and ironically, Mineclub was the first server they ever logged into, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing considering it's so much different than any other server, but. I think we can all agree that Minecraft has been missing a server where you can just log in, chat, socialize, and make friends. And seeing that all unfold in the past week, in the past 10 days, the friendships that have been made, the connections that have been, and just what is now just a simple hub have been incredible. And we're really trying to bring a very unique server experience on the basis of things that we believe Minecraft is missing, on the basis of things that and gameplay that we see ourselves playing. Because going back to what I was saying, let's be honest, factions, creative prison. I mean, these servers have been around for many, many years. A lot of them are very toxic, and then when it comes to mini games and anything relatively close to Mineclub, you've got something like Hypixel, which Hypixel is a great server, but it's also very, very outdated. There's a lot of things that Hypixel could have done, should have done over the years, and they haven't really. And I understand, they went on to create Hytale and all that. But it's missing a lot of core things, and it just doesn't seem like the team is as connected as they were many, many years ago. But nonetheless, Mineclub features all these amazing rooms and hangout areas to hang out with and make friends. But when you win games, you win something called mine coins. So mine coins are the main server currency. And I just want to point out that mine coins will never be sold on our store. Okay, so mine coins are physical coins in the game, which are earned through playing mini games, by participating in events, by challenging other players to games, and so on. There's going to be plenty of events in the future, global events that are being hosted every hour, every 2 hours. Tons of opportunities to make mine coins. There's also activity rewards. The mine coins are the main central currency of Mineclub. Now, mine coins will never be sold on the store, which is why they're exceptionally valuable. However, in the future, when we do have a store, we will have crates, which are going to have cosmetics, which I'll get into that a little bit later. Which those will be sold on the marketplace for a certain set amount of mine coins. But the mine coin in itself, it's very, very unique, because if you look at a server like Hypixel or any other minigame server, when you play games, when you spend time on the server, you don't really get rewarded with anything. Whereas on Mineclub, you have mine coins, and you're able to purchase hats. You're able to purchase handheld items like wands, lightsabers, money bags, pillowcases, teddy bears, coffee mugs. Yeah, a bunch more, but can't think of it any more off the top of my head. And then, of course, titles. And right now, right now we just have NPCs in the spawn, and you can kind of just buy them. But it's gonna be in the future. These hats are gonna be provided at a rarity base, based on games and stuff like that. When you play games, you'll have a certain percentage of winning a certain hat here and there. There's gonna be different rarities to these hats. They're not just gonna be available on NPCs. They're going to be available through our open marketplace, which is what users use to buy and sell between each other. So at the end of the day, we have an amazing open economy, an amazing open world where you can go out there and make friends, and an amazing game system, which we have been tuning very, very hard to catch up to the likes of Hypixel and others for our release date. So overall, it is an amazing, unique experience that many of you seem to very, very much like. And we have been working extremely hard. We've been in the server space for quite some time now. In 2013, we ran a really big server called Fate MC, Fatecraft. I know, not that good of a name, okay, but this was 2013, and that server in particular actually averaged 1,000 players online. Well, if I'm being quite honest, it was about 800 to 900, but for 2013, that was quite a big deal. We would peak at about 1,000 on our really good days or on the weekends. And then from there, our team went on to create, a couple years later, a server called Dysteria in 2017. Now, that is our biggest MC project thus far. It had over 1 million player joins, over 3,000 concurrent players on at all times, over $1.2 million in revenue, and it was one of the biggest servers of 2017. it was quite the ride. But you know, we come from a background of running servers in the past, and generally we know what we're doing when it comes to marketing, growing servers, and all that stuff. On top of that, our team also runs many other projects outside of Minecraft. A lot of other websites. Actually, Dysteria wasn't really our biggest project thus far. We run many websites. One in particular with over 2 million registered users. It's a gaming based website. So when it comes to marketing and creating communities online and stuff like that, we have been at the core of that for so long, and this is something that has been in the back of our heads for such a long time. And it's astonishing that other servers haven't really stepped in to create something like this. And especially during a time like COVID, where people want to just relax and make friends and socialize and talk, it's a perfect time for us to release Mineclub. But nonetheless, I'm going to continue on the agenda here, and I also want to mention, guys, that throughout this call, you guys are free to ask questions in our meeting dash questions room. And once we do our Q&A, which might get delayed just a little bit, just because I'm realizing that we are kind of short on time here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pick questions from out there and have some of you ask them. And the other owners and myself will all be pitching in that. But yeah, so I mean, just in general, it is absolutely phenomenal to see so many players online, and the fact that we are all part of this community right now. 10 days in, just it's taken off like crazy. We have some very big plans for Mineclub throughout this year. You know, what seems like a very small server right now is going to be a very big server very soon. We have over $100,000 marketing budget over the next 6 months. You're going to see Mineclub all over YouTube, all over ads on Mr. Beast's videos, on PewDiePie videos. There's going to be, I mean, just plastered everywhere will be Mineclub throughout this year. And we have a very big initiative to grow. Ads aside, throughout the different communities and email lists and Discords that we run, if we wanted to, we could quite literally have a couple 100,000 users join this month. But we're not going to do that because that'd be a little bit chaotic, especially when we're not released. But that leads me to the point of now, which is the fact that right now you guys are all part of something so spectacular. The fact that we're all able to just chill here, sit here, and be one of the first 100 players to something so amazing and such an amazing journey throughout this entire year is absolutely astonishing. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the beta hats, and then we're going to go on to some of the content that we have planned and all that, and we'll move on to the Q&A. But the beta hats, a lot of you may have noticed a lot of players are collecting them right now, and you might be wondering, well, what's the big deal about these beta hats? Why are people going crazy for them? Why are the prices going up every single day? Why were they 400 MC 2 days ago? Now they're 600 MC. You know, so I did just want to kind of clarify what the beta hats are all about for the new players. Essentially, throughout the month of beta, every user that is online, every 15 minutes, a random player is drawn to win a beta hat. Now, you know, the network's going to feature hundreds and hundreds of hats, hundreds and hundreds of items, hundreds and hundreds of titles. But the highest rarity of all these items is something called unobtainable. And right now the tag is red. If any of you have a beta hat, you'll know that the tag is red. But once February 1st comes around and the server is fully released, those tags will actually turn rainbow. So it's the rarest type of item. And the reason for that is and the reason it's called unobtainable is because after February 1st, the beta hats will never, ever be spawned into the game again. And they'll be extremely rare. So right now, you guys are part of something so amazing, granted that, you know, just a couple months from now, the server's going to have thousands and thousands of players online, you know, if not 10,000 plus by the start of summer. And you are here, literally the first 100 players to have found this server and to for some reason be so drawn to it, to the fact where we have 100 players online. I mean, just absolutely insane. But you guys are all here, part of something special, and we wanted to release this beta hat system to kind of reward those players that were online in the early days, before everything blew up, before everything changed. So, you know, that's what the beta hats are for. And as the network grows, as we have millions and millions of players online, No, something that will never change is the amount of beta hats that are out in circulation. And at the current rate of one being dropped every 15 minutes, there's only ever going to be about 2,500 beta hats ever. And you have to keep in mind that a lot of these beta hats are also on accounts that may have logged in and logged out, never logged in again, people that lose their Minecraft accounts, etc., etc. It's safe to assume that there will only ever be maybe 1,000, 1,500 beta hats in actual circulation. So when you've got millions and millions of player joins and certain hats where there's, 200,000 cat ears, 150,000 bunny ears all across inventories everywhere, beta hats are going to be extremely rare. And just one more thing I want to mention is that I used to play a game called RuneScape, and I know so many of you have heard this story plenty of times, especially if you hang around the voice lounges. Often you'll hear me talk about this all the time. But when I grew up, I used to play a game called RuneScape, and when RuneScape first came out, they dropped thousands and thousands of these hats called party hats, and it was actually very similar to what we have now. There's actually 6 color variants, and they just dropped them everywhere, all over the maps, just thousands of them. Players were picking them up like crazy. And then a week later, the game developers announced that they would never ever drop any more. And the people that picked them up got super lucky. They can choose to collect them, hold them, trade them, determine the price of them. It's an open market. It was an open market, so players kind of decided the rarity. And once players realized, these hats were rare, the prices started skyrocketing. And a week later goes by, 2 weeks go by, the hats start going 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 coins. Just a couple months later, these hats were sitting at 50 million coins. And to kind of wrap that story up, if we take it now to 2021 now, just one of those hats is worth 4,000 US dollars. The blue party hat, in particular, is worth about 4,000 to 5,000 US dollars. And then they've got like the purple and the green, the more less sought out after colors that are worth about 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars. And it sounds kind of crazy until you hear that there's actually over 40 of them being sold every single day on the open market. So on such a small game, it's crazy what an impact such a system had. Now here's the thing, guys. We are a Minecraft server. I am no way ever saying that our hats will ever be worth thousands of dollars. That'd be actually kind of crazy, and it's something that we actually couldn't really control. If it happens to happen, then it's not something that we can really do anything about because the beta hats are limited. There's nothing we can't spawn anymore. It's all up to the players. However, I will say that with this type of system, hats will definitely be extremely rare. And I think over the past 10 days, players are starting to realize that more and more and more. When the server first came out, beta hats were going for like 100, 200 MC. People were giving them out to friends. People were trading them like crazy. And now, as people are starting to realize, oh, wait a second, this is really, really cool, more and more people are trying to collect them. And now we've got people that are collectors and have 10 beta hats, 20 beta hats, and just trying to grow as many beta hats as they can throughout this month. So that's what the beta hats are all about, if you were confused. And if you don't have one yet, I totally recommend getting at least one. If you're on for about like 24 hours at least for the next 2 to 3 weeks, you're kind of guaranteed a beta hat. Maybe not. I mean, mathematically, the probability could go and not in your favor. But the point is that everybody in this call should have an opportunity to at least have one beta hat. Whether you like the server or not, try to get your hands on one. Because what we're going to do is once the server fully releases, this hub is going to get phased out. We're going to have a new hub, new builds, new everything. And whenever you equip the beta hat, you're going to have access to /beta. And that's going to allow you to access this hub as a private server whenever you'd like. So similar to our nightclubs, to our beaches, to our hotels where you can go and teleport to, and there's always hundreds and hundreds of players, we're going to have /beta, which is an exclusive map only available to players who are wearing the beta hat. Now, obviously maybe 20% of those users in that lounge are going to be rich players who started playing after January, after February, and who bought those hats. But it's safe to assume that I hope that a lot of the people that are in this call, that are part of our initial community here, that are making such a big impact towards the network and our motivation and just everything and helping us so much, I really hope to see a lot of you there. And we really do notice the little details and all your names and all the players, because even right now, between our owner calls and all that, we'll often mention some names here and there. And just about every name, like whether you talk in the chat or not, we are so observant. We know every player that's online. It's going to be such an amazing feeling to know. Well, in the future, 2-3 months from now, when we have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 players online, and we just have this cool little hub here where we can hang out, and a lot of myself and the other owners and managers and staff, we really plan to hang out in this hub and talk to you guys for as long as the server's online. So that's kind of what I mean when I say that you guys are all part of something really, really big. This is at the core of Mineclub. We are trying to really revolutionize Minecraft, really bring to the table something that Minecraft has been missing for a very, very long time. I hope many of you can kind of see that through our dedication. I mean, if you combine all three of the owners and two of the managers' playtime, which, by the way, our team is quite big. We have a very big team of artists and builders and creators and developers and everything to make this whole vision work. But at the core of it all, from the social perspective, to make sure that we're engaged with the community, we know what the community wants, and we answer questions, and we help users, we help solve bugs. We have 5 core users who you guys see all the time, and that's Elcole, Liam, that's Rasho, that's Executive, Joey, and Hylix, Reese, and myself. And if you combine our playtime hours, and I'm not just talking about playtime hours, I'm talking about true playtime, non-AFK hours, we have something like 700 hours combined in just the past 10 days alone, which is quite crazy. Having ran big servers in the past, I can tell you guys right now, a lot of server owners, they don't even log in. They don't even log in on a weekly basis. They'll check in once every 2 weeks or so. So, one thing that we really want to bring to the table is not only an amazing experience, but a huge connection to the community. And we start this by these small owner calls right now, but that will soon evolve to massive owner calls and eventually big events on the first of every month where we have thousands of players in a huge auditorium, and we're doing massive events and live streams and crazy hat giveaways and just so many amazing plans for the future of Mineclub that I could sit here for hours and hours and hours, but we'll save all that for the future owner calls as we continue to grow and scale. But going back to what I was saying, you guys are all part of something so early, so special, and I hope that everybody that is in this call right now, that's getting this message, at least has the opportunity to have one beta hat. And hopefully, once the server launches and these hats start skyrocketing and the server starts growing, I hope that most of you will at least hold on to one so that we can see you all here in this hub during these next few months. So that's that. And again, let me just check how we're doing on the questions when we move to Q&A. And then let me just see here. Just one moment. Okay, so guys, we could sit here for hours and hours and hours and just talk about how amazing everything is and how happy we are. Again, truly breathtaking by everything. But at the core of Mineclub is the fact that we have a very exceptional server. It takes a very huge amount of work to add these things in. These look like basic menus with the banker and everything, but it's like it's near impossible to add these in. Some of these systems takes us hours and hours of just changing around numbers and letters, and it's crazy. So we have a very big agenda, and a lot of these systems are already created. Right now, our artists are finishing up a lot of the assets. Our builders are finishing up the maps. But I did want to outline some of the features that are going to be releasing this week, just so that everybody knows what's coming this week, so we can get everybody hyped for that. So I wanted to show you guys a few things. So this week, we're going to be launching a new game called Match 5. I'm going to quickly put a screenshot in the sneak peek channel. So if you go to the Mineclub Discord, we added a quick sneak peek channel right below applications and bugs. This channel is going to be deleted right after this call. Feel free to save these images if you'd like. But I wanted to show you guys a sneak peek of the graphic, which, by the way, huge shout out to our artist who creates our pixel art. He is absolutely amazing. You guys see on the server the amount of custom assets. It's absolutely brilliant. I think I saw him running around on the server, but check this out, guys. So Match 5 is being released. This will be coming out about Tuesday or Wednesday. the thing is, for tabletop games, we have a lot of skill-based games. So Connect Four, Tic Tac Toe, and Lucky Shot. And there's plenty more that are coming out over the next 2 weeks, not just Match 5. But Match 5 is up next, and Match 5 is actually more of an RNG game. It's a 50-50 game. And the basis of it is that you spawn with another player, and you're each given an icon, and you flip over one of 16 cards or boards that are in front of you, kind of like Connect Four. And it's essentially the first player to match 5 icons wins the game. So it's a very, very, very RNG based game, because we noticed recently that a lot of players are starting to place wagers amongst each other. Like sometimes people will be like, "Hey, does anybody want to play Lucky Shot with me for 5 MC, for 10 MC, and so on?" So we figured that right now the games aren't really in favor of a full RNG, so we wanted to kind of add in an actual 50-50 RNG game. But later in the week, we're actually going to be launching a parkour game as well, where you can race with another player, and all that. And I think you'd all be excited to know that actually after this owner call, we're going to be doing a quick reboot, and you will actually start getting mine coins for playing tabletop games. So right now, and I know you guys were all requesting this for a very long time, right now, you only get mine coins for AFKing. So we've had a pretty AFK dominant server, especially during the night times. But now we are slowly opening the floodgates of mine coins and allowing them to be put in circulation. And so after this call, when you play games, every time you win, you're going to get mine coins. There's a different amount for Lucky Shot, Connect Four, and Tic Tac Toe. All three of those games usually take like Lucky Shot's a very, very quick game. Connect Four tends to be on the longer side, and Tic Tac Toe, of course, is extremely quick. Usually results in a draw. But yeah, so starting after this call, you're gonna be able to earn mine coins from playing games. But yeah, so new games releasing, wagering is releasing as well, sometime around Tuesday or Wednesday. And then there's gonna be a huge rework on the mobile phone. So a lot of the things that you guys see right now on the server, it's literally only 2% of the big vision and the crazy things that we want to provide for release and the future of the server. So just this week alone, we plan on rebranding the mobile phone entirely. Right now, when you open the mobile phone, it gives you access to your friends, which is in itself, it's such a brilliant use case because on a social server like Mineclub, when you log in, right away you want to know which of my friends are online. Like where can I go? Should I go to the nightclub? Should I go to the beaches and or pools? Maybe I should go play some Bed Wars. Oh, Jamie's online. Let me play some Connect Four with. So the mobile phone is very, very important, and we really plan on expanding that into many things. But the friends list is always going to be very, very, very used. So the mobile phone is going to turn into kind of a hub. You're going to be able to access your friends, but you're also going to be able to modify your settings and your profile. So when you right click a player, you can view their profile, and then that whole section actually hasn't been finished. The graphics aren't in there yet. We're still using glass panes like all the other servers do. If you notice on a lot of our menus, they're using glass panes, or they're not fully formatted or anything like that, or they don't look as cool as our banker, as our game menus, as just everything else on the server. Just know that that's probably because that menu is still being updated throughout this month. But yeah, so when you right click somebody, that opens their profile, and you can request a trade, you can add them as a friend, send game request, and you can also view their profile. So once this mobile phone rework happens, you can actually change your settings. So you can modify your bio so that when people right click your profile and they hover over your head, they can see a custom message that you write. We'll also have the option for you to link your Discord and display your Discord tag. And that is completely optional because obviously not everybody has Discord. Not everybody wants to promote their Discord or have random people adding them. And there's also the option to only display your Discord to your friends only. But yeah, so the profile is going to have a lot of customization there. And every time a user clicks on you, they're going to see your profile. And then, of course, the settings. So the settings is very important because these are things like friend requests, teleport requests, game requests, trade requests, certain notifications like your friends coming online and offline. These are all different settings that we want players to be able to modify so that they can have a better experience. So for example, let me just show you guys an example. There's 3 settings on each setting. So let's say game requests, right? You can either have it to on, off, or private. When you have something set to on, you can essentially accept game requests from anybody. Anybody can run up to you, ask you to play a game. It's just open for anybody. When it's off, absolutely nobody. Like, you're just, leave me alone. I do not want to play any games right now. I'm just trying to sit down, chat, and socialize. Stop sending me game requests. And then private. Private is enabling that option only for people that are on your friends list. So there's three of those settings, and we're gonna make that part of the mobile phone so that you can modify that very quickly. And yeah, so that's part of the updates. We're also gonna be releasing global events towards the end of the week. We're going to start running global events. So right now we have the tabletop games, and once main release happens, we're going to have big games and all that. But we're also going to have global events, and this is something that we really want to stress towards the players and really put a lot of effort into. But essentially, every 2 to 3 hours, there's going to be a big event that occurs across the whole server. So let's say there's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 players online. There's going to be a very big event where everybody can queue into. And the rewards are all percentage based. So the top 5, like let's say every 2 to 3 hours, there's a whole different mode. So sometimes it'll be parkour, sometimes it'll be PvP, sometimes it'll be trivia. And the questions will always be randomized through a set of thousands of different questions and all that. It'll be very fun. But let's say it's parkour, right? So when the server grows and we have thousands and thousands of players, obviously we can't really do, first place this, second place that. When there's 5,000 players, everybody kind of wants a prize. So it's going to be percentage based. So let's say it's a parkour map. The event lasts about 15 minutes. The top 5% of users will get the most amount of mine coins. The top 15% will get the second bracket. The top 30% will get the third bracket, and then the rest players will receive like a attendance reward. So that's what global events are. There's obviously much more to it. It's just, again, I'm like running out of time. I'm already running out of time here right now. So I can't really expand on that too much, but I will say that towards the end of this week, we're going to start running those events. And that's also a very good opportunity to earn mine coins, which I also want to point out to all of you while I have you all here, and such a crazy amount of users. I want to point out that our goal with Mineclub is to eventually, yes, have a store. I mean, every server has to make money, right? But we want to make it an experience and something that's available for every player. So at the core, Mineclub is a free-to-play game. And what I mean by that is our premium rank and just about everything on the server is under $4 each. Any crates that we release are going to be like $1, 50 cents, $2 maximum. And our premium rank, which is the only rank on the server that gives you access to everything, is only going to be sitting at about $3 or $4. So you guys are used to servers charging $80, $150, etc. The reason we actually charge such a small amount is not because we want to make money off you. Well, in a sense, maybe, we're Minecraft servers, so we need money, we need to grow, we need to fund our advertising, and right now we have our own money to do that. But eventually the server will need to bring in revenue of its own. However, the reason we have it so cheap is so that players can actually obtain these items in game without spending a single dime. So that's one of the beauties of Mineclub, is that because it's an open market, everything that players buy on the store, whether it be a premium rank or a crate or anything, will be on the marketplace. So when you're playing mini games, when you're participating in these events, you technically, as long as you're an active player, you will never ever have to actually buy anything on our store. And that's the beauty of Mineclub, is that we have this one rank and it's super cheap. And it's so cheap to the point that most players that play for 3 or 4 days, grinding mini games, getting wins, and actually being an active player, can literally purchase the rank with mine coins through the market. And that's why we make everything so cheap, because we want it easily accessible. We want players to play for free. We don't want to stimulate an environment where there's a big separation like most servers do. Like, there's like, you log into some servers and there's a person with like a $200 rank. Like, it's actually insane. But yeah, guys. So just overall, when I mentioned the store, I just want you all to know that the people that are in this call right now, it's very likely that you will probably never even have to spend any money on our store. This is the whole store. It's referring to players in the future once we start growing, and next month and the month after and the month after. The players that are part of beta right now and have opportunity to unlock beta hats at such an early stage, if you just sell one of your beta hats, you're gonna have, I mean, as long as you hold on to it, wait until like March or April. But if you just have one beta hat and hopefully you have two, so that you can at least access /beta and But if you just sell one beta hat, you will have millions of mine coins. These hats will be extremely rare, and you will be able to buy premium forever. You won't ever have to. You won't ever have to. Oh God, I'm talking so much, but you guys get the point. Everything's gonna be available to you guys, and that's kind of the point behind the beta hats, is to provide you guys a sort of value, especially right now before the server blows up. So global events are being released, and then also 3 more things I just want to point out. You'll be able to change your title colors. So I know that's something that you guys have been all asking for. So we're gonna have a system in place where you can change your title colors. You can change your color to up to 30 different colors, which is gonna be really cool. Marketplace is getting a huge facelift. Right now, Marketplace was released a couple days ago, but it's still lacking a lot of core functionality. We're adding a confirmation screen. We're adding a ton of different lores and display names and all that. The whole Marketplace is getting rebranded. So if you look at it right now and you're like, oh, this could be better, don't worry. We know it could be way better, and that is on our agenda this week to really improve the Marketplace. Provide an average sell price for each item and all that, and a lot of data in the back end. And then one of the last things is a parkour-based game towards the end of the week. So Match 5 is coming out sometime Tuesday. And then parkour-based game is going to come out towards the end of the week. And then, of course, this whole month, there's going to be plenty of tabletop games that are going to be getting released. But I want to keep it short and simple, and I also want to just kind of keep the agenda of what's going on this week. So yeah, guys. So I'm going to show just a few more sneak peeks of some of the server things, and then we'll move on to the Q&A. Just let me just catch up on a few things here really quick. Okay, cool. Again, I know I mentioned this is probably going to go on for like 20 minutes and then Q&A, but time passes very fast. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, so nonetheless, let's begin this. I'm going to show you guys some hats that are being worked on right now. So right now you guys see only like 20 base hats for beta, but there's actually a whole plethora of over 100 hats that will be ready for release that are currently being worked on. So I'm gonna show some sneak peeks of some of these hats in this. Whoa, holy cow, that's a lot of reactions. You guys are going crazy. Holy cow, that's awesome. Okay, so here is a sneak peek of the wizard hat. Just one wizard hat of many in the future. Here is a mask. Here is a construction. Not all these are going to be exciting, by the way. These are just a few that were made in just the past few days, but we've been making them all month long. Here's a construction. I mean, the reactions are insane. You guys are crazy. I'm just in general seeing this all pan out right now through Discord, and the fact that through a Minecraft server, we literally have so many people tuning in, listening to an owner call. I mean, just again, exemplifies the beauty of Discord in general. But I mean, it's just the start, guys. Like you get, it's gonna be crazy. Okay, so graduation cap. That's another cool one. We've got, ooh, this is one of my favorites. This one actually came out I think yesterday or the day before. But our team is working so hard on these. That's a crown right there. That one is freaking cool. Ooh, this is another one. Okay, I'm gonna stop after this because I could go. There's a lot of hats that you guys have not even seen part of the network yet. But this is the astronaut helmet, and again, really cool hat. And those are just a few little sneak peeks of hats, because I know a lot of you might be confused about all the hats and how they're gonna look and all that. Are these the only hats that are ever gonna be part of the network? And no, guys, there's gonna be hundreds of hats, hundreds of items, but we're saving a lot of that for the big release. Like once all the games are ready, once there's mine coins flowing left and right, and once players are having fun and socializing properly, not just AFKing in a hub, all sitting around in circles and stuff, which is amazing, by the way. I want that to continue, hopefully through /beta and people that have the beta hats. But just in general, we're saving a lot of this beautiful content, and a lot of these beautiful maps, and a lot of this future things for the first. So we're working very hard. So on top of all the things that you guys see us adding every single day, I mean, I think, a lot of you guys actually point out and notice this, so we appreciate it so much. But literally every single day, there's like something new on Mineclub. Like we add either a whole new UI, a whole new system. Like it's just every single day there's something being added. But it's crazy because not only are we getting this rate of development out, but we're also in the back end we're working very tirelessly towards the actual release. So what you guys see, as crazy as these systems are, and as much time as we spend on them, it's only a fraction of the true release, and how awesome the server is going to be in the long run and the big vision. But yeah, guys, we're gonna move on to the Q&A. I did just want to again. I was in the last owner call. I was very, very emotional. Now it's kind of really settled in. But I mean, just in general, huge shout out to the team and everything. Just the amount of work that we have put in. Again, you know, we've been part of the big server community in the past, having run one of the biggest servers in 2017, and I will say that there's really not that much engagement from other server owners, and the amount of dedication I see from our entire team, from myself, from all the owners, from the managers, from the artists, from the builders, just everybody, the sheer amount of passion that we're putting into this network, it's an unprecedented amount of passion that I have not seen in the Minecraft community, having literally ran one of the biggest servers in 2017. As I mentioned, over 1 million player joins, $1.2 million in revenue, and for a brief period of time, for 3 months, we were actually ranked above Hypixel on all the voting sites. Hypixel was number 2. We were ranked number 1. So we've been there, done that, right? But I will tell you right now, the amount of focus, dedication, and effort we are putting into Mineclub to just make sure that we provide the best experience, to make sure that we're connected with the players, to make sure that we're doing everything right, it is truly amazing. And more than anything, it makes me so emotional and just so happy to see that just 10 days in, we already have so many of you on board, and so many of you understanding what the server is all about. It's such a new concept. Like, you know, throughout 2021, there's going to be a ton of people that copy Mineclub. People are going to realize, hold on a second, this is something that Minecraft needed for a very long time. Like, we needed a place to just hang out, to just chill, to just hop in voice calls on Discord, to just make friends, to socialize. I mean, literally, just this past week, the amount of friendships, and it's honestly insane. But you know, people are going to realize, wait, this is something Minecraft really, really needed. And there are going to be copiers and all that. And that's totally fine. If anything, they're only helping us better this vision for the future of Minecraft. But one thing that will never change, and what makes this story so amazing, is the fact that we were the first ones to do it. We released on January 1st, 2021. And we were the first ones, and we will always be the first ones, because we are relentless. The whole team, we are all working every single day, day in, day out. There's not a single server owner, there's not a single server that will outperform us, because we will make sure that we dedicate our full entire just like focus and effort into the server this entire year for you guys. And I know that's a big commitment. That's a huge commitment, but that's coming from me as a server owner. That's not something that we expect our guides or moderators, and well, to be fair, a lot of our guides have actually been putting in, and moderators too, have been putting in a crazy amount of hours, and some of you players too. Holy cow, some of you, I think some of you have literally done 24-hour binges on the server, like active playtime. It's kind of crazy. But you know, I'm saying that from a server owner perspective, and on behalf of the other owners, we are all making a very big commitment this year, because we want to build a legacy. We want to build something amazing on Minecraft. You know, like just everything is all part of a really big vision, and it's so early right now, and it just it's awesome to see so many of you understand it so early on. So I just want to leave it off on that. And I mean, what a sight. We have so many people in this call that the whole booth was filled up, but all the chairs were taken, so people started sitting on the floor. Oh my gosh. Isn't it crazy, guys, that we're literally on Minecraft right now in a voice call? And I know I'm the only person that's talking right now, but that's going to change in just a moment once we start doing the Q&A and once the other owners hop in. But it's crazy that all of you are so in tune through Minecraft, all just looking at us here, and that something like this doesn't exist on Minecraft. And in the future on Mineclub, you're going to be in nightclubs and beaches and different areas. And whenever you're not grinding mini games or having fun, you know, boosting your adrenaline through getting wins and stuff like that, you're going to be hanging around with your friends, hopefully in voice calls or something like that. Just, you know, in this type of environment. And it's just so cool seeing it work out so well. And the growth has been phenomenal already. I mean, 100 players, absolutely crazy. But again, I could talk about that all day. So let's move on to the Q&A. But God, I don't know. I just want so much more time, because this is literally our first official owner call. and it's just every player that is here right now. It's crazy, guys. Like just a few months from now, there's going to be thousands and thousands of players on this server, and the players who are here right now, who are staring into this tiny little tabletop server and looking at Joey, one of our owners here, who's, by the way, a phenomenal developer. He just literally best developer on Minecraft. Best developer on Minecraft by far. He just, again, not going to go into a whole spiel here, but I just want to take it all in. I want to take it all in, and I want to take these screenshots right now, just because a couple months from now, we'll have a bunch of you in this beta hub, and we'll be able to connect with you at all times, and we're always going to be asking for your suggestions as well, and really taking note of what you guys have to say, because at the end of the day, you guys were our initial community, but we're only going to have this moment once. But I just want everybody to know that despite this moment, soon to be over in like 30 minutes once everything's said and done, I just want you to all know that this whole year, we're going to have moments just like this. And as the server expands, as it grows, the events will get better and better and better. Our veteran players will get more and more acknowledged. Many of you will probably be part of the staff team if that's something that you're interested in. But as the server grows, we're going to need more and more staff. And just in general, as we have thousands of players online, there's going to be hundreds of staff online as well. So, I'm sure many of you, with the amount of dedication that you guys have already shown on a server that's unreleased, where you're just AFK and you're in beta hats for now, I'm sure many of you will be part of our staff team over time. But just in general, guys, take it all in, but just know that this whole year is going to be a journey. This whole freaking year is going to be a journey. And every time we have an owner call, there's going to be more and more people on board. And yeah, we're going to get bigger. There's going to be a time when we have 1,000 people in these calls, 2,000, and maybe even a time this summer when there's 10,000, 15,000 people. But just know it's going to be quite a ride, and that all of you are all going to be equally appreciated, and we're all going to have access to /beta. And perhaps maybe even we'll release something soon, which will allow you to have a special chat room on our Discord, available only to beta members. Just so that for as long as the server's alive, whether it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, however long, that we always have that level of connection with these players who really matter most, who started it all. Because, like, let's be honest, we expected maybe 30 players this month. We really haven't started any of our marketing campaigns yet. Like literally, we are running the bare minimum right now. But you guys are making such a big impact and motivating our team even more, and just blowing our expectations completely away. So we definitely want you all to be part of that, and we want to kind of cherish this community for as long as possible, even when the server gets massive. So yeah, let's begin the Q&A. Everybody else is going to unmute now. That is part of like a core team and all that. And then we're going to go ahead and start loading in some questions from players. And yeah, cool.
So really quick, I'd like to touch base on the staff stuff. So the staff application has been incredible. I was blown away with the amount of support that we've received and the overwhelming responses of everyone that wants to be a part of the team. It's phenomenal. We have a fantastic team of guides and a fantastic two moderators, that have been putting their what feels like full time and effort into being online. Just last night, I was in a 17-hour call with our staff team. That was ridiculous.
Absolutely.
And these people are making the server more positive and more positive. And
every single day,
it's going to slowly craft the way that Mineclub is. And Mineclub is only positive vibes, which is what makes the community so fantastic.
Absolutely. And yeah,
we're going to jump into the questions and answers.
Just want to touch base on the staff part really quick, guys. So, the server is growing very, very quick, and we have a very, very small staff team right now. So a lot of you players that are online and active and on for a few hours each day, I totally recommend you fill out a staff application. Right now, we are actively looking for staff. There's plenty of things to help out on the server. And then in the future, as the server expands, kind of how we have /beta for the beta players and all that, the server is going to feature a lot of private rooms and a lot of private different areas. And one in particular is the staff headquarters. So just really quick, this will take me 2 minutes to explain, but essentially there's going to be a staff headquarters and every player can access it because when you teleport to it, it's going to be like a lounge, and there's going to be images on the wall that are like, what it takes to be a staff member and how to apply and all that stuff. But right past the lounge, there's gonna be a big door with a security guard right in front of it, and the only way to get through is to flash your staff badge. Which, by the way, spoiler: when you become a staff member, you actually get a physical badge in your inventory. So as a player, you might be hanging around the staff headquarters in the little lounge, but you'll be seeing staff members across the whole network, teleporting to the headquarters and just flashing their badge every couple minutes and entering the main headquarters. And the main headquarters is kind of like a hangout area for us as staff. So in the headquarters, there's going to be tons of games, tons of lounge areas, mainly just for like the owners and moderators and guides and admins and just our whole team. Now, I just want to mention, obviously, not everybody here is going to be staff, but I did just kind of want to point that out in case any of you do want to become staff and you are active on the server and you have been spending a lot of time, active playtime, not AFK. And if you don't have active playtime, try to get that up before applying. But I do hope to see a lot more applications from you guys because we are actively looking to grow our team. And Hylix is in charge of our staff recruitment. So like he said, we are absolutely blown away by the amount of support so far with our staff initiative. In the future, staff are going to be playing a huge role with community engagement. We're going to make sure that we're always on the ground level. Whether we have 200 players or 10,000, we're always going to be extremely connected to the players and making sure that our staff are out there asking questions, making sure everybody's comfortable, everybody's safe. We are creating such a beautiful concept here, but it's also with a lot of responsibility. With a social server like this, things can go wrong. So we have to make sure that we keep everything well moderated, well safe and everything. So yeah, guys, staff, very important. And let's move on to the Q&A. So, Liam, who's gonna be up first?
We got Vincent up first, so let's just go straight into it, yeah?
Yeah, let me just read. Okay, cool. Sure thing.
Awesome. All right, Vincent, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
All right, so what do you guys have planned in terms of keeping the economy balanced? Like, player-run economies are great, and I like them personally, but they can get out of hand sometimes. For example, when a single player or a small group controls and price gouges on certain items.
Right. Okay, so right now, that might seem like a big problem just because we only have 100 players online. And in the big picture, the server will have many, many thousands of players online. So the thing is that right now it might seem like, ooh, some players have 20 beta hats, 30 beta hats. But that might be where your concern is coming from, is that some players currently are collecting these beta hats and forming trade guilds and forming alliances. And yeah, they own a share of the wealth of the server if you consider it in beta hats. But you have to understand that as the server grows, the wealth is going to expand far further than just beta hats. There's going to be plenty of rare hats that are being won from mini games constantly. Every day there's going to be dozens of... They're not going to be beta hats because beta hats are extremely valuable and they will never be spawned in again. However, every single day there's going to be dozens of extremely rare hats that are won by chance, just by playing games, just by being active, just by participating in events. There's going to be exclusive seasonal hats as well. There's tons of cosmetics that are going to be available, not on our store, but literally for the free players that are completely chance-based. So the economy, obviously that is not something that we can predict the future on. Sure, things can go out of hand. That's just the beauty and nature of an open economy. But at the core of it all is the fact that the server is going to be played by thousands and thousands of players, potentially millions of mine coins being put into circulation every single month. And sure, there might be players who are holding on to 20 or 30 beta hats, but in the big picture, what are 20 to 30 beta hats and all that wealth when there's thousands of people that are playing games and enjoying the social interaction and actual use case of the server, not just hats, right? The server is not just about hats and cosmetics, but it is a nice little touch. So I'm not sure if that really answers your question. However, when it comes to balancing the economy, maybe in the beginning there's going to be a small wealth distribution just because we have all these very early players who are supporting the server and collecting these beta hats. But I can assure you that these players will be trading these beta hats. They will be losing them. They will be even if they're not being traded or anything like that, then if anything, the prices will stay low. So in order to raise the price on anything, there needs to be both a supply and demand. And if everybody is holding on to something and not selling it, sure, the demand goes up, but there's no supply to provide that demand. So the prices will stay low. So if these players are holding on to these items and they're not distributing it, it's base economics. There is obviously errors in the way that we run the system, and the fact that there are going to be rich players. There are going to be players who control 0.5% of the economy. But when you look at games with these types of economies, generally there's nothing wrong with that, and especially with Mineclub, the way that we're running it, we're gonna make sure that it's done properly. So everything has been kind of diligently placed in. But yeah, we really shouldn't have that problem, especially once games are released, once hats are being put into circulation and all that. But yeah, okay. So we're just gonna move on to the next question, just because we have a lot to do, and then there's a huge tournament that's going on after this, which if you guys want to or view it, you guys can, but I'll get into that in a second. Okay, Liam,
Awesome.
who's that?
Right. Next up is Jarrett reading a question from someone who doesn't have a mic. So.
All right, this question is from Mr. Catlover. He was wondering if the server would focus more on the socialization aspect or the mini game aspect of the server.
Okay, so absolutely both, 100% both. So the social aspect is something that is very, very early on Mineclub. It's already so revolutionary in the fact that you can sit down and chat and all this stuff, and we have these rooms and hubs that are like geared towards that. Like there's gonna be like the nightclubs and the beaches. Like for example, in the beach, you'll be able to go hang out around like campfires and stuff like that, or like camping grounds, right? There's gonna be like caves and campfires. You can sit on logs and all that. There's gonna be a very player scale environment where you're gonna see people in groups of like 12 to 20 just chilling around, lounging, socializing. And as a new player, just a random player, you can walk up and join these convos without a problem. But it's gonna expand far more than that. With the friend system, with everything, we're gonna eventually also add in a system. Hopefully, this is something that's it's already completed. It's like a lot of these systems are already completed. We just slowly roll them out, so we don't, the beta is all for testing, so we're rolling things out very, very slowly. But we do plan on adding very soon, hopefully next week, a system where if you're sitting and you're in a social area, which by the way, guys, this booth, it's very cramped and it's nice, but I just want to preface that this whole hub was made by a staff member. This is not anywhere near our final hubs, our final builds. Our final builds are going to look far more superior than this. The booths are actually going to be really well laid out, really well designed. But more so, to kind of add on to that, whenever you type, it'll show above your name a little chat bubble and what you typed. And on a lot of servers that's laggy, but that's because they integrated it the wrong way. They use armor stands, a lot of entities that cause lag. The way that we're doing it is a little bit more efficient with floating items, and just in the back end, it's a little bit more optimized code-wise and client-wise, but there should be no lag at all. And just small little details like that, we are 100% going to strive towards providing a really cool social environment, so that kind of like right now, how we're all sitting here, which, hopefully in the future, you don't have 100 players or 50 players sitting in one booth. But in the future, you'll have 10, 15, 20 players sitting in a booth, maybe in voice lounge number 17 or no voice lounge at all, and just kind of socializing, chatting, talking about whatever. I mean, just right now, looking at what's going on at nighttime. I'm usually on at nighttime because that's usually when a lot of my work comes in, and I usually sleep at like 2 p.m. I wake up at like 10 and I jump right back on the server. But at nighttime, the conversations are really, really genuine. People are talking about the most random things. They'll talk about sorts of games, different like candies. Like, I mean, just there's always something to talk about. There's life stories to tell. People are always socializing, and that's the beauty of the internet, So we're gonna bring that together 100%, and we're really gonna focus on that social aspect a ton. And you'll see as the server develops, as players get more comfortable with this idea of sitting around, chatting, and socializing, you're gonna see you'll be able to teleport to a nightclub or anywhere else, and you're gonna see right off the bat, there's gonna be players in each booth, all in different voice lounges, all some of them not in voice lounges. There's gonna be different groups of players, different cliques that don't have mics and stuff like that. But you're gonna see overall a lot of condensed chat rooms. So in the future, when the server is really big, starting February 1st, we're gonna kind of, right now, for example, the hub is all just one big chat, so it's very, very messy. But in the future, you'll when you go through these different booths and rooms, you're gonna get a little pop-up and a little sound notification, like a ding, that says you're entering this chat room, or you're leaving this chat room. So everything's gonna be divided into chat rooms. And sure, a nightclub might have 300, 400 players online, And there's plenty of things to do in the nightclub. There's tabletop games, there's dance parties, there's people doing drop parties left and right, people drinking crazy potions, big heads, people floating, tons going on. But at the core of it all is going to be people sitting in booths, socializing, making friends, jumping from booth to booth, and talking to each other and showing off their cosmetics. So right now, we can kind of get a glimpse of what this network's going to feature when it comes to the social aspect, which is one of our biggest focuses. But I'm telling you guys right now, a month from now, or even sooner, February 1st, you guys are going to see that the server is going to develop in a crazy way when it comes to the social atmosphere. Right now, unfortunately, we didn't expect 100 players to be online. So yeah, the chat is global and it's messy sometimes. It's a bunch of random convos. But in the future, it's going to be a lot more controlled and a lot more more environmentally friendly. For example, let's say you've been playing the network for a few weeks and you have like 30 people on your friends list. And 5 of those are your really close friends, and they're always on Mineclub, and they're always somewhere hanging around, lounging around. It's safe to assume that through these nightclubs, you're going to see groups of people, groups of friendships that designate certain parts of the nightclub, different booths, and they're always there at like 9 p.m. and stuff like that. Like it's all going to slowly unfold, and we're going to provide this opportunity for these players to have these private areas to chat and socialize in. And yeah, okay. I hope that answered your question. The next question.
Next question is from Mineclub player.
What? Okay, so the mic or no mic?
I believe he has a mic. You there?
Okay, awesome. Okay, no worries. I think that's Kivy Cat, right?
Yeah.
Renamed to Mineclub player. Yeah, I've seen Mineclub player and Mineclub_com. Okay, so his question was, will you add a suggestion channel? And yeah, of course, that's on our agenda as well. It's just that everything that we roll out on our Discord and everything is with due diligence. We don't just want to keep adding and adding and adding because everything on this network is very quality oriented. So with the suggestion channel, we have it on our backlog. It's going to be added momentarily, probably within the next 3 days. It's just that we want to do it right. We don't know if we're going to have it so it's an open suggestion channel, or where there's going to be you type and it submits a response or something like that. We're still really formulating how we're going to have the suggestions channel. So yes, we will have a suggestion channel. Number 4 by JP. Oh, JP. Awesome. Here, where is
Okay, right.
Yeah. What's up, man?
So I'm kind of asking on behalf of most people who I've seen some people they want to respect Discord's terms of service, and they're saying they're too young for it, and they question is there going to be a forum or something. So I guess my main question is, what is the plan moving forward for like the mineclub.com website, and what things and features can we see there?
Okay, so I mentioned to all of you that what you see right now is 2%, right? So I could hype up all these cool things that are going to be on the first of next month, but this whole year is going to be quite the freaking journey. Again, with the amount of focus and passion we have towards this network, we have big ambitions. So in regards to the website, I guess I can kind of reveal a little bit of sneak peek, but what we want to branch it into is essentially the website will turn into kind of more of like a hub, kind of like a name MC, but not really. And what I mean by that is you'll be able to view people's profiles. You can set whether people can view your inventories, your hats, stuff like that. You'll be able to add, not add people, but well, maybe in the future we can make it so you can add people directly on the site. But kind of like an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, just overall mix on our website. And it's not going to be that extensive. There's not going to be it's actually, yeah, I shouldn't have said Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. But there's going to be like a huge website where we're going to also have a huge market side to it, where you can actually view every single hat on the server. You can read the server wiki. You can read about all the origins of like the beta items, and because you guys have to keep in mind right now, we're all sitting here, and every 15 minutes there's still a beta hat being spawned in. But 6 months from now, when there's 5,000, 10,000 people joining every single day, and they don't know what the heck a beta hat is, they're going to want to know the origin of the beta hats. So they're going to go to our website. We're going to have a wiki. We're going to have a whole social aspect on the site where you can view profiles. You can view their hats. You can see when they join the server. You can see which hats they have, assuming that in their settings they allow you to view that. You can probably send them a friend request in the future. We'll also have data. So So a market data, so you can see exactly how much each hat is worth right now, or what the average price is for the marketplace. Because keep in mind, we don't determine the price on items. It's all amongst the players. So in the future, we'll have graphs. We'll show exactly what the price was a month ago, what it was 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, and on a daily chart. So if beta hats are going up, if they're going down, if items are increasing in rarity, or maybe an event came out and some big hat is sought after, and everybody wants this one crazy animated rainbow Santa hat, which that's just a crazy idea. But like in the future, hats will be really cool. Some of them will be animated, especially the more rarer ones. So some of these items will spike, and it's gonna be cool because on our website you can view all of that. You can view market prices, you can view profiles, you can do all that. You can view our store. So our site's gonna kind of turn into like a social hub for Mineclub for whenever you're not able to be in game, if that makes sense. Like a dumbed down version of like, hey, you can't really walk around, you can't really get the same experience, but you can still go on our website. You can still kind of like add friends, you can still view profiles, you can still view the market, and you can still check in. But it's kind of just there for when you're in school or something like that, and you can't be in game. So that's our plan for the Mineclub website, but it will definitely be a very big project, and that is something that we hopefully plan to have fully polished by May, to be safe, is the month I'd like to say. Okay, so Chantel is up next. Cool. Already unmuted.
This question is by Cake Mix. Are you planning on adding a win-loss tracker on different leaderboards? And if you are, do you have any time plans?
100%. So that is one of the smaller updates actually, that it's going to be rolling out later this week. I forgot to mention that actually. But what we're going to do is on these tabletop menus, if you right click them, which I know there's a lot of players right now, so you guys might have a hard time right clicking it, but you guys can kind of just visualize it. We're going to have a little Easter egg on each menu. There's going to be a tiny little trophy hidden in the image. And if you click that trophy, it'll actually open up the leaderboards and all the top play times, all the top weekly play times, and top players of that week, and of course your own stats as well. So there's leaderboards, and then there is going to be stat tracking. So your KD, your win loss, and all. And there's also going to be the option to reset these numbers in case you want a fresh start. But it's either you reset to 0 or you keep going what you have. So a lot of players probably won't be resetting their stats unless they're looking to change. I don't know. But the point is that we will have stats and everything will be tracked: your wins, your losses, your KD, and just keep in mind, guys, this is not info that's going to be made public to everybody else unless you want it to be made public. So in your settings, you're going to be able to choose whether you want people to see your stats based on each game. So if you're really bad at games and you kind of just like to hang around and chat, and you seem to lose every Connect 4 game, don't worry. You can just toggle in your settings, set it to private, make it so that only your friends can see your stats, or you can turn it off entirely and make it so that nobody can see your stats. But yeah, stats and leaderboards will be added. The initial version of it will be added this week, but the big picture of it all with like the crazy tracking and big rewards and all that stuff will be added over time as the server expands. But expect that little trophy icon sometime this week to come out. Probably towards the end of the week, just because we got a really big agenda. And of course, in the back end, we're still constantly striving towards working on the February 1st release. So okay, we have 2 more questions, guys, and then we're done with the Q&A. Number 6 by Zing. Go ahead.
Will you add more backpack space or storage methods?
Absolutely. So right now, I believe players default to like 2 pages. That's actually just that's the free user limit. We've been so packed on adding content and focusing on all this development right now and all these crazy features that we haven't had time to really modify the backpack too much. But yeah, absolutely. If you're a premium user, you can use 10 backpack slots. So that's already a lot more space than just 2. But again, and I just want to remind everybody, premium is literally going to be a $3 rank. And if you're an active player and you need that extra backpack space and you need all these premium features, don't even worry about it. You literally will not even have to spend that $3. You could just play mini games for a few days and buy it on the marketplace, because there's always going to be people who are selling these ranks on the marketplace. They buy them for $3 and they list them on the marketplace. So there's going to be a value established. And I will say this, on another game that I used to play, the amount, so because it's an open economy, playing the game, like slaying dragons or doing all this, actually makes you gold coins, and these gold coins are often associated with a real value. So on this game, it's actually crazy because just for playing the game for 1 hour, you make about 60 cents worth in gold coins, right? So there's actually people in Thailand and all over the world who play this game just to make a living, because in those countries the wage it's extremely low. So for them, 60 cents per hour is very high. Now the reason I bring that up is because if our rank is $3, it's safe to assume that maybe it won't be like that game. Maybe the average in mine coins won't be 60 cents per hour, but let's assume that the players decide that an hour of grinding mini games and getting wins and like just average 50-50 win-loss ratio, you can earn about like 40 cents an hour in mine coins. Not real value. Just want to preface that. It's safe to assume that it would take you about like 7 hours of playing mini games, 7 to 8 hours of playing mini games to get the premium rank. So, premium is going to unlock a whole set of features, more bank space, tons of more colors, and just a lot of things. But our goal, again, is to literally make the premium rank free. Like, the reason it is so cheap and we don't have other ranks is so that players can literally get it in-game without having to spend any money on the store. We want free players to be premium users, because if you're a premium user, that's essentially like saying, hey, I either supported the server and I paid $3, or hey, I'm an active player and I've played enough this month to buy the premium rank, which is 7 to 8 hours, which is not even that much. I mean, some of you guys are on for 12 hours in a single day. So yes, there will be tons of more backpack space, tons of more features, but a lot of it is like that is going to be tied into our premium rank. Because again, we want to push that agenda of having every user get to experience that premium option. Okay, cool. In the future, if it becomes a problem and users do get a lot of hats and 10 backpack spaces isn't enough, of course we're gonna increase that. We're always looking at the backend data. A lot of our projects are all based on like core data, like do players like this or not. It's very clear. You can notice it by the actions on the server, the button clicks, everything, the movements. When it's all if we notice that a lot of users are lacking backpack space, that's going to be an easy fix, and it'll be fixed right away. So all these inconsistencies that might be problems in the future, we're always doing backend data, and we will adjust accordingly. So 10 backpack spaces for now. However, maybe increase in the future. I'm not sure. Okay, up next is Ethan, and this is our last question, guys.
Hi, yeah. I was just wondering if there's going to be like a global change log so that we could see like what changes happened to the server when.
Absolutely. That is another thing that we're going to be adding this week. It's on our list as well. Joey, our main developer, is actually going to be adding that in about either tomorrow night or the night after. But yes, absolutely, because we've been adding a lot, and it's kind of funny because you guys seem to notice most of the things that we add really quickly. Like, you guys will log in like, oh, this was added, and like every single day we've been adding so much. But I think it's also easy to get wrapped up in this high rate of production and like get used to this, but really not really take in how much has changed in just this past week. I mean, just this past week, we added the whole queuing system to the tabletop games. We released the marketplace. Like we released so many cool features and content, and so much has been going on this week, and that's not even part of our main release. So it's gonna be amazing to have a changelog channel where we can actually post every single day the things that change, so that you can kind of look back and say, wow, they really are dedicated. Like every single day they add so much. So it's definitely on our list, and it's definitely going to be added. And that's a fantastic suggestion and idea. A changelog channel will be added very soon. And yeah, cool. So Joey, hold on one second. Okay, cool. Awesome. So what we're gonna move on to is we've kept you all for a very long time. So you guys can all whether you want to leave or not, that's up to you. But what's really cool is some players have organized a tournament, and it's a lucky shot tournament, and the grand prize is 3 beta hats. So the winner of it all takes 3 beta hats, and they might have added some more rewards. I'm not really sure. It's not really hosted by the staff or us. So all I know is that there's 3 beta hats being given out. Now, unfortunately, guys, the bracket was already determined a few days ago, when the server was a little bit smaller. So if you guys want to participate, unfortunately you can't. You can just watch right now while it goes down. However, I do just want to point out that it is so cool seeing that players are putting together events like this. Because it also just exemplifies what the future of Mineclub will look like. Like players will host these events, these crazy awesome games, and like we have this beautiful environment set up with an open world and all these different rooms and stuff to have this kind of thing going on. If you look at a server like Hypixel, all you have is just game hubs and games. People are just constantly spawning in and running into the portals, running into the games, like queuing up. It's like all day long. These kids just want to play Bed Wars. So with Mineclub, the way everything's set up and seeing how engaging the community is, and already seeing people create different discords and trade groups and websites and tournaments and like doing these crazy giveaways. It's truly beautiful. Granted that we're only 2% of the way there. And once the community is fully developed and there's official tournaments and we're doing live streams and we have like crazy teams and everything, it's gonna be quite the sight, and it's all gonna be hosted by us and all the other owners. Yeah. So the way that it's gonna work is it's hosted by Ethan, which in game his username is waifu2d, and then one of our staff members, Pseudosciences, whose name is Jarrett. And they're hosting this tournament, and the way we're gonna run it is I'm gonna live stream it on my screen. It's gonna be kind of unprofessional, not too structured, because again, this isn't being run by us, so we didn't really have enough time to prepare. We were kind of just like, hey, you happen to be running this tournament right after this call, so let's just promote it to the players and kind of show how awesome our community is so early on. So I'm gonna post the bracket. I'm gonna post the bracket right now on the Sneak Peek channel, so you guys can all see it, and then we're all going to see live who wins each bracket and who wins the 3 beta hats.